Hey guys, I'm going to be doing this series on YouTube hopefully, but I'm going to be showing the small kitchen appliances that have helped me, because being disabled, having mobility issues, having sight issues, and of course the learning difficulties, I do struggle a lot in the kitchen. So I'm going to show you a few of the things in this series, hopefully, that will help you too, that have helped me. So let's get to it. First of all, I'm going to show you the Russell Hobbs bread maker. So today I'm batch making pizzas. So I'm using this to make the pizza dough. So I'm going to show you how you can do that in the Russell Hobbs bread maker. So if you come in a bit closer, cameraman John. So open this up. So this pan removes. So we will take that out. And as you can see in there, there's a little propeller. That's what mixes your ingredients into a dough. So we'll sit that there for the minute. Right, now I'm going to measure out the ingredients. And handy enough, with the Russell Hobbs bread maker, you get a little booklet like this. This has instructions in it, safety information, how to clean the product, stuff like that, but also it has the recipes. Now it's got loads of different recipes, from white and brown bread to pizza doughs, cake, fruit loaves, malt loaves, and even gluten-free breads. So yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty good. And as well, another feature I like about this is it has small, medium and large loaf. So you can pick your size. So this column is small, this column is medium, this column is large for the loaves of bread, which is really helpful. And they're very easy to follow instructions as well, and there's like tips on the pages as well that will help you out. So it's a very handy little booklet. So I'm going to be following this pizza dough recipe. Now what I have to do is I have to put in the ingredients in order that they show on this list. And of course the yeast will go in last, and as always with all bread, you have to make sure the yeast does not touch the salt or the sugar. So let's put that where I can see it. Right, so our first ingredient would be water. So I need 250 grams of water. So I'm just going to grab a bowl to measure out the water in. We don't need that one for now. Put that there. Need my jug. I'm going to turn this on and make sure it's on the right setting. Yep, grams. So I need 250 water, bear with me. That's the only ingredient I didn't pre-prepare. Right, let me double check that measurement. 250, yes. So pour out 250. Look at that. We can't decide. 250 exact. Right, now we pour that straight into our bread container. Let's remove this bowl, put it to dry. There we go. Put that back to 0. Right, now our next ingredient would be olive oil. And we need 1 tablespoon of that. So I have my handy little measuring spoon. So 1 tablespoon, which I believe is the light blue one. So this will be olive oil we need. So I have some olive oil here. So 1 of these. Straight in. I'm just going to rinse this spoon because I know I'll need it again in a minute. Sorry, all over the place. I will need this again in a minute to measure out. I believe it's the sugar. So right, so that's the oil. Our next ingredient would be salt, and we need 1 teaspoon. I believe that says. Let me have a closer look. It's small writing. 1 teaspoon, yes. So get our 1 teaspoon spoon out, which I believe was the green one. Excuse the bang. Right, so salt. These little measuring spoons really do help. They are really cool. They're magnetic as well, so they just stick to each other to store, which is really, really helpful.
Nope.
Give me a second. There was no spillage. You imagined it. There we go. It's probably a little more than a spoonful, but that will do. Yeah, that's fine. Right, our next ingredient. Let's have a look. Caster sugar, and we need 2 tablespoons of caster sugar. So there's a tablespoon, yes. Wait a minute. That's not.
That's a half tablespoon.
I've made a mistake, so I need a bit more of the oil. Another spoon. Oh my god. See, I'm terrible at measurements here. Right, there we go. Now there is 1 tablespoon in there of oil. We'll just pretend we didn't make that mistake. So, now for the sugar, again, bear with me, it is 2 tablespoons. Why did I read that little blue one as 2 tablespoons? There's one, I mean. It's the red one we needed. Right, so I need 2 of these. Level it off. My sugar is lumpy. 1. Oh, that's perfect. 2. There we go. Is that one done? Right. So yeah, these spoons are easy if you read them correctly. I'm rushing it, so I'm not paying attention fully. Now our next ingredient. Strong white bread flour, 400 grams. So we need that now. Make sure that's at 0 and at the correct thing. Strong white bread flour. I'm going to have to spoon this in slowly. I've found though with the bread maker and these recipes, if you were a tiny bit off on some of the ingredients, it's not a big deal. It doesn't really create a massive difference, you know, so tiny millimetre off with some of the ingredients isn't too bad. I do like these scales though, they're very accurate. If you're interested in these scales, look up Joseph kitchen scales on Amazon. These ones are very good, they're very sensitive and very accurate. And I like the display because it's large numbers, it's bright and easy to see. And as well, it's very easy to use. 2 buttons, on and off button, and the button that turns it to 0, and then the unit button to change it from like grams to ounces and what have you. So very simple and easy to use. Good little scales, and they're not too expensive either. Can't exactly remember exactly how much they were, but not bank breaking sums of money. $300 and is that 51? 381. Is that one? Yeah. Oh, nearly there. 402. Just remove a tiny bit. 400. There we go. So there's our flour. So now lift this slowly and carefully try and get this in the pot. There we go, I didn't spill it. Right. So we've got our flour in there. Now we need yeast, and we need half a teaspoon. That is half a teaspoon, isn't it, John?
Yes.
just to make sure, because I
It's
don't
the
want to.
green one.
Yeah, I don't want to go crazy and put too much yeast in because that could create a disaster. You got to be very careful with yeast.
It's behind the salt there.
Salt was hiding it. So, usually for bread makers, dry ingredients, dry yeast is much better to use. So yeah. And then we put that, create a tiny little bit of a space there for your yeast to sit. There we go, done that, look fantastic. Now I've made a mess. Flour and salt everywhere. Right, so now I think that is all the ingredients. But now what you can do, it says optional, mixed herbs. So if you want to add mixed herbs to your pizza dough, go ahead. I'm not adding them. So now all I need to do is grab this pot, slot it inside the machine without dropping it. There we go. Just sits in there, fold that down, close the lid. Right, now I'll turn it on at the wall. Nice beep. Right, now you see the display here. And there is a list here of, this is the programmed programs, I don't know. But yeah, so we need to go for dough, so that would be 6. So we press the menu button a few times until it says P6 on the display. There we go. And then we just press start. There we go. So now we will leave that. There's a timer here. It's got the time. It's going to take 1 hour 30 minutes. So basically this is going to mix the ingredients together. And it is going to let it proof, which means it's going to keep it warm and let it rise a little. And then it will do a kneading process. And then it should be done. So when that's done, I will be back and I will show you us putting, stretching the dough out onto the pizza pans and putting the toppings on. So yeah, we will be back in a few minutes. So this is finished doing the mixing the ingredients together. So now what I need to do is, if you come closer and have a look in there.
Ooh, that looks good.
Right, so that is our dough, and now I'm going to pull this out of here.
Isn't that hot?
It's a little warm, but no, it's not hot.
Okay.
Because it doesn't cook it. With the pizza dough, it doesn't cook it. It just warms it. Because it needs to be warm and able to rise and prove and stuff. But yeah, so I'm going to go and turn this out on the table. So, because I don't have much side space in the kitchen, I set it up on my table in here. So, get a bit of flour now. And flour my surface.
So that's an interesting mat thing that you've got there.
Yeah, it's just a bread pastry mat. It's made of silicone. Right, so this might be a little bit tricky to get out of the actual Right. Tell you what I need. I need an implement. 2 seconds. Right, now with the tin, always use a rubber or wood implement. Don't use metal or anything that could scratch the pan. I'm just going to go around the edges here to unstick the dough from the sides so I'm able to pour it out. This looks really good, this dough. Come on, it's coming out slowly. It's stuck to the propeller slightly, which is why it's so tricky. Right, so now what I've got to do is form this into a dough. So I'm going to flour my hands and form this into a ball. It's very sticky. Use flour if it's sticky to make sure it doesn't stick to your hands and whatever. Right, so we just need to form that into a ball kind of shape. There we go. Now what I need to do is leave this to cover it up and leave it to rest for about 15 minutes. And then I can start to stretch it out into the shape I need, size and shape I need. So I'm just going to fold that over like that. So yeah, I will be back in 15 minutes to stretch this out and then get the toppings on. So yeah, see you in a bit. So hi guys, now this dough is fully rested for the 15 minutes. I should have floured this a bit better. So there we go, that's our dough. I've angled my camera down slightly so you can see what I'm doing here. Let's bring in my pizza pan. So I've got nice pizza pans. I think with this one, I don't know, I did ideally want to get 4 bases from this, which I think may be possible if I do them thin crust. So I think that's what I'm going to try and do. So I'm going to flour the top of this again in my hands. Make sure that that's not sticky. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is bring in my dough cutter and I'm going to cut this into 4. So bear with me a second. Cut this into 4 evenish quarters. Okay, in half, and then in half again. It's very sticky, this dough. Right, bear with me. I maybe should have floured the dough cutter. That may have been a good idea. Right. I'm going to put the balls to one side for the minute. These two. That's one side. And finish cutting that one. Move that to one side. Right, so we've got 4 equal balls of dough. I'm going to put my that way, get a bit more flour. Flour the surface. Right, so I'm going to be hand stretching this. I'm not very good at hand stretching, but I'm going to try and hand stretch it and put it hopefully to the size of this pan. And what I'm going to do is flour the base of the pan slightly as well, because that will help the thing from stop it sticking to the pan. There we go. So I'm not very good at the hand stretching situation, so bear with me. This does look like a very small bit of dough, so I'm not sure if it is going to stretch to. Oh, I might do actually. You can do this with a rolling pin if you want, just roll it out. You know, that if that's easier. I'm trying to save washing up, so I've decided to do the hand stretching. I've got a hole in it. This isn't quite going to plan. Yeah, I don't think this piece of dough is big enough. So what I'm going to do is bring in the second piece of dough, and we're just going to have to make 2 pizzas, because I don't think that piece of dough was big enough. So hand stretch this. It's not looking very round, is it? Good. I may have to rethink the hand stretching and go with a rolling pin, to be honest. Could you possibly pass me the rolling pin?
1 second.
From the cupboard, please. I had hoped I could just hand stretch this and it will be fine, but no, it's not.
Right, rolling pin from
The bottom cupboard there.
Let me just get the the juices off me.
So hand stretching is harder than it looks. I think there's like a technique to it, so I'm gonna go with a bit of rolling and a bit of the hand stretching as well, I think, just to make sure I get this size and kind of shape that I want. This dough is very springy, it's just springing back when I roll it out, so take these guide things off. Because I think they're impeding the rolling. Do bear with me. Things never go to plan when I start cooking. More flour on the rolling pin because we're starting to stick. There we go. Put some oil into it. Be forceful with it. I'm not expecting this pizza to come out perfectly round. I just want it to be a nice size and make sure it fits onto the tray. I don't want to go too crazy with the flour. I've already added a lot, but I may need a bit more because. Right, let's flip this. There we go, it's coming along nicely. It may take a while to get this to where we need it. And we're sticking to the rolling pin again, are we? Get off the rolling pin. Right, I'm happy with that size for the moment. Right, I'm going to try and manoeuvre this onto the pan, and then we can play around with it and stretch it to where we need it. It just keeps springing back. There we go, we're slowly getting there. Right, this will, when I cook it, it will rise. And usually this makes like a deep pan. So you can get 2 deep pan pizzas out of this basically, of this size. If you wanted to make smaller ones, I suppose you could make smaller ones or thinner crust. It's not going to be perfectly round, unfortunately, but it's home cooking, we're not looking for perfection. Right, I think that's the best we're going to get. So that's the first one. I'm going to sit that out the way over here, bring in a second pan. second pan. I'm going to flour that. I'm going to flour the surface again. Now this is stuck. There we are. And flour. Right, so I'm definitely going to use the rolling pin this time. So roll this out. This is working better. So I think hand stretching was probably a bit ambitious for me. Oh, and we're starting to stick. This is a better size and shape. Look at that. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer this to my floured pan. See, this one's, I think, come out much better. So yeah, rolling pin was probably better. Unless you're experienced with stretching dough, stretching pizza dough, then go ahead and do that. But so that's what it kind of should look like. And it's shrinking back again. Don't shrink back. God damn you. Right. So 1, and 2. What I'm going to do with the first one, actually, because I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with that at all. I'm going to give it another once over with the rolling pin if it doesn't stick to everything. There we go. It's a better size at least. Shape, however, is a different story. Now it's overflowing out of the pan. There we are. Looking much better now. It's a bit of a hole there, but pinch that together and that's fine. Right, so that's better. Fix that issue. Right, so two pizza bases are done. Now what I'm going to do is add some pizza sauce and the cheese. Now I use the jarred pizza sauce. You can make your own pizza sauce if you like, but I use the jarred pizza sauce because it is a lot easier. I had to get a spoon. I think probably about half a jar on each of these. So give that a stir quickly. So just dump that in the middle there. How are you doing with them toppings, John?
I've got the meat, I've got the olives. I'm not doing the mozzarella because it needs to stay in the liquid until we get
I'm putting the grated stuff on this.
Are you?
Yeah, the grated is
So you're
better.
not going to use the proper mozzarella?
Not for this, no.
Okay. I'll put that back in fridge then.
Would you be able to get the chopped peppers out of the freezer, please?
I can.
Thank you.
I'm just looking for the grated cheese.
So yeah, roughly about half a jar on each, half of one of these small jars. And then just gently spread it out. If you want to put more sauce on there, go ahead. If you want to put a different type of sauce on there, such as barbecue sauce, if you're doing a barbecue chicken pizza, go ahead. You know, there's no rules. Put whatever you want on it, really. It's a pizza.
Don't forget, they can also have the vegan cheese.
Oh yeah, you can also put vegan cheese and vegan toppings on this if you are vegan.
Although that
Yeah.
does. Did that contain milk? Those bases they didn't.
No,
No.
no. This doesn't contain any dairy at all.
So it's possible vegan. It's
Yeah.
gluten, but
There's gluten in it though, yeah, because of the flour. The flour has gluten.
that's a natural gluten, not a meat gluten.
But then I suppose gluten, you don't get gluten in meat. Gluten is a wheat-based protein.
Ah, well, shows what I know.
But yeah, you could probably use gluten-free flour, I suppose, in this recipe instead of the flour I used. So spread this out. So yeah, in a minute, John, once I've got this sauce spread out on it, you can help me put the toppings on.
Okay.
We'll do a pizza each, I think.
I do think you need a bit more tomato on that second one though.
Really?
Yeah, because
Yeah. Do you want to open that second jar for me then?
where is it?
It's over there.
It's over there. Okay.
It does look a bit thin on this second one, doesn't it? Maybe add a little more on each.
Yeah, because it's meant to be that you can't see the base with the sauce. Right. I'll take the other one away. Your chair is in the way. There we are.
Yeah, I think I got over ambitious with the hand stretching.
Well, you gave it a try.
I gave it a try, and I think that's, you know.
For the case of the video, the hand stretching might have been ambitious, but in life, if you weren't filming it, you could have taken all day to hand stretch that.
Yeah, I know.
And learnt the technique, you know, as a trial, but for a
I'm
video
gonna have
sake.
to learn how to hand stretch, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun to try.
When I went to a popular restaurant round here that does do pizzas, I watched them with the dough, and they had already perfectly formed dough balls. When they put them on the table, they sort of like put one hand facing west and the other one facing south, and sort of like twisted in a clockwise motion like that. And
Okay.
they were very good, very
Right, do
professional.
you
They just
reckon
like,
that's enough for the sauce? I don't want to overdo it. You're going to put a whole heap on now, aren't you? You're a bit of a perfectionist, aren't you, John?
Yes, I was just trying to make sure that there is even spread of it, because there'll be people out there freaking out, like I am right now. There we go. That oh no, maybe not. I am now.
Right, can I have
I am now happy with that.
Okay, right, have we got the cheese?
The cheese.
Yes.
I'll get the cheese. Right.
And the toppings.
Let's start with the cheese. Do you want me to take these away so we've got space?
Yeah.
Oh, I nearly put that in front of the camera then. I nearly did that. That would have been great, wouldn't it?
Right, so we've got 2 types of cheese. We've got
Excuse these shots. Hands in the way.
grated mozzarella, and John likes to put cheddar cheese on his pizzas as well, so we've got grated cheddar as well. Now, again, people are probably gonna have a whinge about me using already grated and packaged
Sorry, I was in the way then. There
cheese and whatnot, but when you're disabled, trying to grate and cut cheese is tricky when you have mobility issues and eyesight issues, so it's a lot easier for me.
Could I do this one?
Yeah.
Because that one's more central, and then they
Right,
can
do
see.
you want me to move over?
No. You do it so that you're central to the camera, and I'll just do my one on the
I
side
can
here.
sit here, yeah, okay. Right, so we've got space.
Oh,
right.
yeah, before we go mad with the toppings, I just want to bring this in.
What's this? We may need a pair of scissors to open the cheese.
That is a couple of the slices of the meat we're using. It's can't see what I'm doing on the camera.
It's a Polish bacon, wasn't it?
Polish bacon.
And it is made from pork belly, and it has herbs and
It has herbs, and it was in a weird, like, fatty sauce, like almost pickled, and it's very nice. It's already pre-cooked, and it's smoked, so it's not raw.
Have you chopped this into lardons?
I have in the bowl.
Okay.
In the bowls over there.
Is this where I get to try a bit of this?
That's where you get to try a bit of it.
I've never actually had.
It's very
Polish
nice.
bacon.
It is lush. I had a little bit earlier. It's like honey roast ham, but better.
God, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that is lush.
Yeah, there's 2 pieces each there. And you can, if cut properly, you can stick it in sandwiches or into lardons.
I want to teriyaki that and put it with noodles. I'm sorry, but I do.
That'll be
Right,
lush in a
so-
teriyaki.
Cheese. Can I have the mozzarella, please? Right.
Do you want a thingy before you contaminate?
I think I'll wash my hands, yeah. Back in a sec.
Good kitchen practice. Always make sure you wash your hands after dealing with foods, so you don't cross-contaminate.
Right, I'm back. Oh my god, we're all fingers and thumbs today. Right, I'm going to get this cheese on this pizza. So, I myself like to put the cheese on first and then have my toppings on the top of the pizza, on top of the cheese. I hate pizzas that have the toppings underneath the cheese. It puts me off eating pizza. It's a food aversion of mine. And if the toppings are underneath the cheese, I will not eat the pizza at all. It will make me feel physically ill. So yeah. But I guess it's just personal preference. If you want your toppings underneath your cheese, go ahead and do that. Ooh, that pork stuff.
It's got a lovely aftertaste, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's peppery. It's got pepper in it.
Yeah, it's got pepper, it's got chives, I believe, and like bay leaf and mint on it.
Do you reckon that's enough for the mozzarella?
My preference does not suit yours.
you want me to dump the whole bag on, don't you? Wow.
I like cheesy pizzas.
You do, don't you? Wow. There's going to be more cheese than pizza.
Yeah, but what I'm doing here is so that I don't have to rub it all around.
Sorry, I'm not trying to cheese shame you or anything. You know?
Yeah, you're cheese shaming me. I claim victim.
Would you like some mozzarella on yours as well? Or are you
Yes,
just...
I will have mozzarella on mine as well.
Wow.
I'm not going to put loads of mozzarella on because I prefer cheddar to mozzarella. That's why I'm...
May I have the cheddar when you're done with it, please?
No, I'll put it in the cupboard. Of course you can have it.
Sprinkle the cheddar on mine as well.
There we go.
That was an unopened.
Yes, it was. It
bag
was opened.
of
It was
Lego.
opened. It was an opened bag. It wasn't unopened.
Oh, was it opened? Or
Yes, because I had a cheese sandwich the other day.
Oh, okay.
That's not the one you bought yesterday, which is the...
Oh, okay. We go through cheese quite quickly in this house.
Yeah.
I don't eat much cheese though, because too much dairy does give me a bad stomach.
See,
so.
now when I'm flattening out the mozzarella, it mixes in with the cheddar. A little bit more in the middle. Right? Like that. There is an interesting way of doing a pizza as well, where you do the cheese and then you add another layer of sauce. I don't recommend it.
No, that'll be...
I don't recommend it.
No.
I'm just saying, there is a way that...
Do that.
I'm not doing that. Right, there's the mozzarella. And the reason I do the mozzarella on the top is because when it melts into the cheddar, it gives, you still get the rich mozzarella taste.
Right.
Right, first, right, yeah, I put that on there to stop any bugs getting at it.
Oh, look at that.
There we go, there's the lardons. There are bits that haven't got the,
Watch out for that saucy spoon.
right,
Put that on that. Yeah, not more for now.
bowl needs a wash anyway. Go on, have that last lardon.
Yeah.
Nice bit. Oh, like that, look at that. Absolutely tasty. Some of them might be a bit big there, but...
So, I'm going on with the Polish bacon now.
Some of the bits are quite fatty, so they will... Bear in mind that they will...
With me,
will go...
with bacon and me, fattier the better.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, some of the nuggets are a bit fatty. So, bear with that it might... Some of these might shrink and go a bit weird
Let me
on
open
there.
the pepperoni. Did you get the peppers from...
I did not. I completely forgot.
We need peppers.
Oh dear, that fell off there.
Can't
The
have
cheese
pizza
bit.
without peppers.
Yes, you can. Loads of people have pizzas without peppers.
That's just crazy talk.
Shall we spark a comment debate?
A comment debate.
Yeah.
Oh,
It might cause the end of your YouTube channel.
Nah, you're alright. I don't want my YouTube channel to end. I've worked hard
Okay.
to get my YouTube channel to where it is.
Somebody might say it, and if they do, I'm just gonna say I told you so. Right? But you know the age-old question, and I'm not gonna say it.
You
Right.
better not say it.
Give me some
And
of
I
that.
want to eat all this pepperoni, but I'm not going
Give me them 4. Right, here we go.
to. I think that's enough pepperoni. Let's have some more of this
Yeah.
yummy bacon stuff.
I've now got to move some of this yummy bacon stuff so I can put the
There's
aroni
no
of
room.
pepper.
Right, I need olives. Olives have to happen. Olives are life.
Look at us go with our professional talk. Our professional pizza talk.
I love making pizzas. It's so much fun.
It's therapeutic and artistic.
And it's one of them things that if you have kids, get kids involved
Ooh,
as well. Because it's such an easy recipe.
fell down.
And, you know, and you can put whatever toppings you want on it, whatever sauce, whatever cheese you want on it, I suppose. And yeah, it's really fun.
I really want to eat these for dinner today now.
Do you? I was going to, but wait, we could.
We're going to freeze them. It's okay, we'll freeze them.
I was going to put them in the freezer and then have
Yes,
them on game night, our next game night,
yeah.
when our friend Carl comes over for the game night. We need peppers, hun.
Yeah, I'll go get the peppers.
Desperate for peppers on this pizza.
Trying to...
Although I will fill it with olives because I love olives.
I've just thrown mine olives on basically randomly on it.
Yeah.
Move all of these down a bit.
I mean, I think mine is looking like a masterpiece. I'm not going to tip it up to show the camera properly because all the toppings will fall
we'll
off.
take photos in a minute. We'll take photos in a
We
minute.
need more bacon stuff, definitely. That is really nice.
It is lush, isn't it? A few more olives.
I'm
Get
actually
some peppers on there.
going to say it now that the Polish people
They know how to cook.
are
They do.
geniuses.
They know how to cook.
This bacon is lush.
Right. Just when you thought you couldn't make bacon any better, along come the Polish.
Yeah. Oh, there's a big space that needs some bacon. There we go. So whilst I wait for the peppers, I'm going to eat some of this pepperoni.
Where are the peppers?
Buried somewhere in the black hole that is our freezer. Are they in the bag that has the open bags in it?
There's none in there, I just checked.
Okay, we'll have to do it without the peppers then. It's fine.
Are you sure it's in there then?
I'm pretty sure we had some peppers in there.
I'll double check then.
I may be wrong.
We've got the stir fry vegetables,
Yeah, I don't want stir-fried
Onions.
vegetables.
scampi, ice poles, and turkey gravy in there.
Yeah, okay, right. Well, don't worry then. We'll just do it without the peppers.
Should we do diced onions though?
No.
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 Okay.
I think this will be sufficient. Right, so that's our pizzas made. We have toppings left over now. That's alright, just snacks. That bacon though.
I know, it's
If
lush.
you've not tried Polish bacon before, go get some at the supermarket. Unless you're vegan, then don't bother. It's
It's
meat.
actually called Bochzeg. So it's Boczek, and it's Nordic style bacon.
Oh, it's very, very nice.
And Lords knew what they were doing.
Yeah, Nordic people, geniuses. Right, so these pizzas are now done and ready for the freezer. So what I'm going to do now
There's no more.
is I'm going to wrap these in some cling film and just put them in the freezer ready to be frozen. Should we show off our pizzas here, John? Do you want to bring yours into the camera shot?
But 1 second. Still putting bits on because we're not having the peppers. I'm putting extra toppings.
Might as well. Let's put some extra olives on mine then as well.
Because when it comes to toppings, if you haven't got enough, it just doesn't feel right. Right, I'm doing this not to bury it, but for when it cooks. Just sprinkling a tiny bit.
More cheese. Holy.
Just a tiny bit over the top of some of the looser toppings.
Holy heckery.
So when it freezes, that will hold it in place, and when it cooks, it will cook it in place.
Okay. Right, so I need to wash my hands and get some clean film.
Yeah.
Let's move that out of the way. Do you want to bring your pizza into shot a little as well?
Yeah, let me just put that on top of there. Plate on bowl on plate works really beautifully. Plate on bowl.
So there's John's pizza.
Yeah.
The cheesy... Yeah.
Monstrosity.
Cheesy monstrosity.
We'll take photos before we cling film them and put them into the video.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So, right, and these I'm going to freeze, but when I pull them out the freezer to cook them, there's no specific time. So, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes on a medium-ish heat. And keep an eye on them, and when they look cooked, when the crusts are risen and golden, then they are done. So yeah, I'm just going to clean film these now and whack them in the freezer, but we will add up pictures of the pizzas before we put them in the freezer so you can get a better look. But if you want to see them cooked, probably in a few weeks, we will put pictures up on the Chronically Sukie Instagram and or Facebook page. So do keep a check on that. But yeah, thanks for watching. And I shall see you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.